So welcome back all in the session of entrepreneurship. Once I just asked you the question, who want to be the entrepreneur? And I hardly could see 5 to 6 persons who are saying that yes, we want to be the entrepreneur. According to you, who truly is an entrepreneur? A person who creates the idea, a person who just one important quality which an entrepreneur have, which makes him different from other people. Which quality is that? And that quality is there with each and every entrepreneur. Entrepreneur cannot be an entrepreneur until and unless he or she do not have that quality. Which quality is it? Tell me, which is that quality which every entrepreneur have in him? Just think. There is one specific quality which makes entrepreneur different from all the other people. And yes, that quality is risk taking. It is not possible for each and every person to take risk in his life. Every person cannot take the risk. Do you agree with this? That every person cannot take the risk in his or her life. It's only the entrepreneur who has the ability to take risk, to bear risk, and succeed in the life. Yes, he or she is a true entrepreneur. Whenever the entrepreneur name comes in our mind, we think, wow, he has done something of his own, and we just see that person, we get inspired, but we never think of doing that thing. We never think of being an entrepreneur. Why we do not think of being an entrepreneur? The reason why we do not think of being an entrepreneur is we are afraid of taking the risk. We are afraid of changing we are afraid of adopting the changes happening around us. And that is the only thing which stops many creative people to start their establishment. Meeting the deadline is not good enough. Beating the deadline is my expectation. Entrepreneur is a person who do not target to meet the deadline. He is a person who target to beat the deadline which he has set for himself. For him, if he has set 25th of October as a deadline for doing something, for achieving something, for him, he do not want to beat that. He do not want to meet that. He do not want that I should complete my work on that date only. No, he just want to beat that deadline, and he just want to fulfill his wish. Entrepreneur is a person who is very creative, very innovative, and very different. He thinks in a very different way. He is always open to take the risk. He is a person who just want to bring change in the society. Yes, he or she just want to bring something new. Now something new can be in terms of a new product, new packaging, new way of delivering. Let's take the very small example. Yesterday only, I just went out to have a dinner with my family, and I was sitting there. To my surprise, what I saw was a person was just came and shared the menu card, and there was written Kullat Pizza. I was just shocked. What exactly it is? Kullat Pizza. Like we all know Kullat dough, that muddy pots which come in which we drink the tea, the Kullat tea, that we all are aware. Kullat tea, Kullat milk, Kullat coffee. Okay, we can understand that. Kullat Pizza, what's that? That is something new where they are just giving us kullat in which they are filling the bread, the pizza bread along with the stuffing. garnishing it with the cheese and heating it and giving it to us. What it is it something new? We all know kulad, we all know pizza. What did it? They just mixed them together and created something new. Who did that? Who bought that creation? Who bought that new thing in the market? The creative mind, the people who are ready to take the risk. You know, when just think of this, that person who just bought that thing first in the market, he did he took any kind of risk? Yes, he took a very big risk of innovating something which is very different, and he was not aware whether people are going to like that or not, how the people are going to respond to that thing. He was not aware about that. He bought that. The person who started the food delivery service, food at your doorstep, do you think he was sure enough that he's going to succeed with that? No. He was not sure, but he bought that. He created something new. He came up with that idea, and now, you know, many people are following that idea. Many people are following that because people are happy. No one wants to go out during this pandemic. This was one of the way of survival for the people who were unable to cook, who were stuck somewhere, so they could get the food delivered at their doorstep. So what matters is the creativity which you carry over here, the innovativity which you carry over here. Along with that, the capacity, the capability of taking the risk in your life. You know, I just met a few months back when I was traveling back to my hometown. I just met a person. He was having such good, he and my husband were discussing the things. Both were from the same field, both were having lot of different ideas for startups. So they were discussing a lot of ideas. They came out to be from the same college and some context, so they started talking to each other. I was just patiently listening to the conversation that was going on, and the conversation was all about starting something new, something different. They're talking about preparing some software. Everything was done. They had the plan, they had the idea, and that idea might have worked also. But at the end, neither of them was okay to take the risk in their life. It was a full-time idea. It required a person to work with that full-time, and either of them were not ready. Neither of them were ready to quit their job and to focus on that establishment. That is how many brilliant ideas are just evolved and are stuck over here. They are never implemented. They are never brought to the real world in the market. Why? Because we do not have the guts to present, to take that risk in our life. Dhirubhai Ambani, don't you think he also failed in his life many times, but he never quitted? He took that risk in the life, and finally we know where he is today. Everyone at every point of time, you'll have to take, you are taking risk every day. When you go out, even to the shop next to your house, you are taking the risk of going out on the road. You never know what is going to happen. You are eating something, you're taking the risk whether the food is fresh or not. So every time we are taking the risk in our life, then why can't we take the risk for something which can bring change in the society? Why cannot we take those risks? Why are we afraid to take that risk? The people who takes the risk are the person who just rock the world. And yes, we have many good examples of them. Okay, coming back to the topic, in the last session, we were discussing about the stages, like the process of entrepreneurship. And in that, we have covered the two processes. Now, the third stage of entrepreneurial process is implementation. If you remember, let me just quickly brief you about the two stages which we have done. The first stage which we discussed in entrepreneur process was the innovation, innovating something new. It can be the identification of the new opportunity. It can be evaluation of the new thing, screening of the new thing, doing marketing study, but something related to innovation. The first stage was innovation. Second was the triggering event where we were making the decision, making the business plan, gathering the resources, generating the resources, arranging the finance. That was the second stage. And today we are going to discuss about the third stage, and the third stage is implementation. Now you have planned out everything. Now you have generated the idea. The idea has already came in your mind. You have planned out the things that what you want to do, what you want to achieve. The last part is the second last part is implementation. Executing so the in this implementation, the first thing is executing the vision and putting it into action. Executing the vision and putting it into action is very important. Now you have planned up everything, right? You have done the entire planning of what you want to do, what business you want to establish, how you're going to gather the resources, how you're going to gather the fund, how you are going to, what is the place, everything you have done. So now it's a time for you to implement your vision, to execute your vision and put that into action. That means finally stepping close to starting your own business, creating the organizational capabilities, implementing a management style in order to grow managerial competences. So what you are doing at this stage, you are creating the organizational capabilities, like what are the capabilities of the organization. You are implementing the management style, that how you are going to manage the things. You are managing style in order to grow managerial competencies, setting up production process, structure and system. You're working on setting up the system, like, okay, this is the production system, this is the person responsible for this production system, this is the organizational structure, this is how we are going to communicate with each other. So basically at this stage you are setting up everything right from the production to the structure to the system to the flow of communication, each and everything. You are working on each and everything. Then you're working on quality control, how you're going to control the quality of the product. See, because in the market, there is so much of competition that people want quality. They want quality product, they want quality things. So it is very important that you just set up product, you just set up some process by which you are going to check the quality of those products. You are going to check that how you are going to control the quality, how you are going to maintain. Controlling here means maintaining the quality of the product or the service which you are delivering. See, with your process, with your management, marketing strategies, you were able to gather the public, you were able to approach the public. But if you are not going to maintain the quality of your products and services, you won't be able to retain them from long. Being a businessman, starting your own entrepreneurship, your focus is not to have a new customer or not to target a large customer. Your target is to retain your customers as well. Okay, so for retaining the customer, you need to compete with the products, with the things which are already available in the market. And for that, it is very important that you maintain the quality. of the product, and along with that you control the quality of your product. Until and unless you are not in a stage to control the quality of your product, you do not control the quality of your products, your services, people will not come back to you again. Your business is not all about having one-time customer base. Your business is about retaining the same customers and adding more customer in the customer data. Targeting new customer, along with that holding and retaining the old customer, is the business strategy of each and every entrepreneur. They do not just focus on targeting the new customers. They, along with the targeting the new customers, they also focus on retaining their existing customers. So for that, you need to ensure that you have proper quality control team, which is checking the quality of the products and services which you are offering. Waste elimination and cost effectiveness. Again, why cost effectiveness is directly related to waste elimination? Because if you are going to reduce the wastage of the product, you can better utilize those things. Like, let's say we are into two different things, and the wastage of the one product can be used. The waste for one product can be used for the production of second product. Just try to find out those alternatives. This way it is going to make you cost effective. This is going to this is going to reduce the cost for many of the products. For very small, let's take this small example which we see every day. So let's take example of pani puri. Yes, so in pani puri, when the puris are not proper, which are not round in shape, what they do, they use it with this another type of dish that is known as dai puri, right? They're not wasting that. They are using the cost effective technique to save the cost and eliminate the waste, and that is what is known as cost effectiveness and waste elimination. If you are going to eliminate the waste, if we are going to reduce the wastage, directly you are going to reduce the cost of the products as well. So make sure you are taking care of the waste elimination and the cost effectiveness of the product, because do not forget that you have to compete in the market where there is lot of competition. There is lot of competition amongst the individual, amongst the people. So it is very important for you to eliminate the wastage and be cost effective. If you are unable to control the cost of your product, ultimately it will affect you to increase, the cost of production will increase. Ultimately the cost of the product will increase, and people are not going to buy the product which has the same things but which is more expensive, until and unless you do not be a brand. If you are a brand, if you have created your brand, then yes, definitely they are going to get back, they are going to buy your product. So for that, what you need to do, you need to control the quality. You need to provide them best and better quality. Dealing with distributors and suppliers, how you are going to deal with the distributors, how you're going to deal with the suppliers, who all are going to be your distributors, who all are going to be your suppliers, from where you are going to get the raw material, you're going to get the products, how those things are going to reach to your place. So everything, the cycle of when the products are going to come, at what price, everything needs to be decided when we are going for the implementation. You have to implement even this plan also. And selling to the customers, the last plan which you have to implement is how you are going to sell to the customers. How, what, when. How you are going to sell, what you are going to sell, and when you are going to sell, who is going to be your target audience. You cannot select any random group of people as your target audience. Let's say the example which I gave you, that pulled pizza. Do you think people at the age of 40, 45, they are going to like those things? Out of 100, only 1% may try out that thing. But if they are going to target the college going students, the youth, they will get a lot of people who are going to try that thing, because youth and college going students love to explore these things, like to try the new things. So that is why it is very important to implement. Before implementing, at this stage, you are ready with the proper planning of related to all these things. It also says collecting the finance. From where you are going to get the finance, from where you are going to collect the finance. Again, that is also a very important point. You know, we are establishing a business, and it is not necessary that we will be having all the finance which is required to start the business available with us. There might be like part of the finance, let's say the investment is of 20 lakh, we might have 10 lakh, but for another 10 lakh, we might have to arrange from somewhere else. So just find out the reasons, find out the ways from where you are going to collect the finance. Resolving operational problem. How you are going to resolve the operational problem. How you are going to, let's say in operation department, all of a sudden you got some problem. How you are going to solve that? So how you are going to solve that thing, how you're going to resolve those issues, that is again very important. Fending off competitors. Now you are into the business, right? You will have competitors. You will have competitors. So for that, it is very important that how you are going to prepare yourself to compete with those persons. So for that, you have to fending off competitors. So for that, you have to understand like where I can compete with them. What is the area which I can target, and from where I can gather, I can get the customers attracted toward my business. And that is what is known as fighting of competition. You just have to be ready to compete with your competitors, because it is going to be really difficult until and unless you are not ready to compete with other persons. You know, you cannot say that when I'm entering into the market, I'm bringing something new. People are not going to copy you. People are going to copy you. They are going to come up with the same thing, but you have to do something which is going to attract the customer towards you. This is the example which I gave you. The person who started with the Kullad pizza first, now in next 6 months, you will see many people are doing the same thing. In that case, it is really very important that you be ready, be prepared with the strategies which you will be using to compete with the people. Steering the organization towards its goal and determining the key variable for success. You have to make the organization move towards the goal and determine the key variable for success. What are the key variable for success? You have to find out that thing. You have to work on that thing. So steering the organization towards its goal, along with that, determining the key variable for success is very important. This step focuses on 4 principles that is of management, that is planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. At this stage, at the stage of implementation, you are basically working on 4 things. You are planning out the things, you are organizing the things, You're taking control of the things and you are leading the things. At this stage, these are the basic things which we have to keep in mind when we are into the implementation stage. So after the stage, what are the skills which are required? So the skills which you have discussed, technical skills, human resource management, all these skills are common. Few of the important skills which are specifically required at this stage is, first is business system management. How you are going to manage your business, how you are going, what strategies you are going to adopt to manage your business. So that system of management should be there. If you are one person, how many employees you are going to have, how you are going to communicate with each other, who are going to be your suppliers, your dealers, what is the way, mode of payment which you are going to adopt, what is the payment cycle it is going to be there. So everything, everything need to be finalized, and for this you need the business system management skill. Then your marketing skills, now you have almost established your business is open. So how you are going to market your brand, how you are going to market your business, that is again a very important point and important challenge which people do face. Networking. If you want your business to grow, networking should be very strong, and it is very, very important. You need to have strong networking. Until and unless you do not have strong networking, you cannot grow. The businessmen who involve themselves in creating the network, how we create the network, we be social, we meet people, we meet friends, we meet their friends, we just try to develop a circle, whomsoever we are meeting, whether we are entering into the business with that person or not, we just try to keep in touch with that person. And that is how you create network, and these network helps the person to grow, business to grow. It is because of the network only a organization or an entrepreneur grows and move towards success. Without creating a strong network, it is a challenge for the entrepreneurs to cover the market, to get the hold on the market. Then human resource management. Managing finance is easy, managing other resources is easy, but the challenge is managing the human resource. How to keep your employees engaged, how to keep your employees productive, how to keep your employees happy, how to get the maximum benefit from your employees. So it is very important to know the skills, techniques to manage the human resources, because human resources are the internal part of the organization, and they are the reasons, they are the one who are going to make the organization move towards success, and they are the one who is going to stop the organization from being successful. So it is important that you learn the skills of managing your human resource, because a highly happy employee, satisfied employee, is the one who is more productive. Creativity. How creative you are. At this stage, you will need your creativity, because creativity is directly linked to the marketing. If you are creative, you know how to market your product in a creative way. Marketing the product with the brochures, with the pamphlets, these all are the old techniques of marketing. You need to come up with something new and something creative. So at this stage, again, you need to be creative. You have to come up with the creativity so that you can deliver the product, you can market your product, and you can capture the market. Opportunity recognition. At every stage of business, one thing is you have to understand is you always have to recognize the opportunities which are there in the market. Opportunity recognition is something which is really very important for you to survive in the market. The person who are unable to recognize the opportunities, the person who does not change as per the market trend, as per the new things going in the market, the business do not survive. For business to survive and capture the market, it is very important that you always look for the opportunities and you grab those opportunities. It's not just about recognizing the opportunities present in the market, it is also about grabbing those opportunities and turning those opportunities as a success, as a step towards your success. Ability to gather and control the resources and calculating risk taking. Though we agree that entrepreneurs are the person who take the risk in their life, but along with that, it is very important that they take the calculated risk. You know, any person cannot just come and say that I'm going to be the entrepreneur. You'll have to think what risk is involved before bringing something new in the market, creating something new in the market. It is very important to calculate the risk which is associated with that. Let's say you are planning to start a 5-star hotel at a place where there's no 5-star hotel. Before taking the risk of starting that hotel, you will have to find out that till now, why there was no 5-star hotel open over there. What is the reason? Is it, if you find out that the reason is people are not interested in going to 5-star, then don't you think it is not a calculated risk? It is a blind game which you are playing. So that is not the skill of the entrepreneur. You cannot say that he is a future forecasted entrepreneur who has forecasted the future and taken the such a big risk in the life. No, entrepreneurs take the risk, but that is the calculated risk. If you think that till now the scope was not there, but now youth is coming, people have started they are going out of the town to visit the 5-star. If your survey shows this thing, then it is a good idea to start your 5-star hotel at that locality. Otherwise, it is not. You know, a small entrepreneur, let's say the person who is who's starting a very a small store of grocery, he also, you know, do the market survey whether is it a good place to start this business or not. So just think, if you are planning out something big which requires a very big investment, it is very important to calculate the risk which is associated with that. So these are a few of the basic and the most important skills which are required at the third stage of entrepreneur process, that is implementation. With this, we have finished with the third stage, and the last stage of entrepreneur process is growth. Before we go with this stage, I just have one question. The person who are starting their business, do they aim to grow their business, that my business is going to grow over the period of time and it is never going to shut down, or they aim to just run their business for a couple of years and then wind it up? What is the aim with which the entrepreneur start their business? The aim of the entrepreneur is to move towards growth. The aim of the entrepreneur is that the business should grow and it is going to survive for years. They do not, no one start the business thinking that it is going to wind up in next 5 years. Rather, they start the business saying it is going to survive for generations. Today, me, then next, my generations are going to handle this business and going to make the business grow. And that is the aim with which a person starts the business, because starting the business is not an easy thing. It is not an easy task. You know, there are a lot of things which a person has to learn, a lot of things which a person has to do and person has to understand. That is why it is very important that you understand that starting the being an entrepreneur is a challenge, but if you take the challenge, then yes, you can touch great heights. So this fourth stage of entrepreneur develop process, that is growth, we are going to discuss in the next session of entrepreneurship. Any doubt in all these four stages which we have done till now? Sorry, in the three stages which we have done till now, that is innovation, triggering the event, implementation. Any doubts in these three things? No. Okay, so in the next session we will be discussing about the last stage, that is the stage of growth, where we just adopt some ways by which we are going to make our business grow, and what are those ways by which we are going to make our business grow. We'll be discussing that in the next session of entrepreneurship. So we are done with the last session of the day. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye. Take care.